Good morning, everyone. This is Seb, the Canadian Wilbury. I hope you guys are okay. I am going to plunge back into the government-driven EV mandate as it is approaching fast as well for Canada anyway. But for the province of Quebec, some of you might be surprised to learn that the EV mandate is already in full swing. And what was supposed to become an elegant alternative is turning bad. And I mean real bad. A single company might show us the complete absurdity of this government driven mandate. And the biggest loser in all this mess? Well, you, the taxpayer. Leon Electric in its actual form was created in 2017. This is when they decided to make yellow electric school buses. Being described as a jewel in the rough by the province of Quebec, the company ended up receiving a massive input of money in 2018 by some of the private sector companies, I might add, and this really was the push that the company needed. So they were finally able to open a very big 1 million square feet facility in Illinois, USA in 2021. The goal, making 100% electrical yellow school buses. And of course, the province of Quebec ended up investing over $180 million, and Ottawa ended up giving another 30 million into Lion Electric. So heavily supported, the Quebec company started to produce those buses and some trucks by 2021 in both countries. This was the future, as both of our provincial and federal government kept ended up investing our money, basically wanting to make this company the next GMC of school buses. This was big. So big, in fact, that nobody believed it could fail. And you know what they say when it's too big to fail? It was in 2021 that the province of Quebec ended up announcing what is seems like an earthquake into school transportation business, and that is that every single school buses that were going to be buy brand new have to be electric. The old diesel buses have to be taken off the road after 12 years, regardless of their conditions. The government ended up creating some massive subsidiary plans to help those school transporters companies adapting and acquiring those brand new EVs. As I am showing you in here, the government ended up creating a PDF version of all this. So quickly, if you want to get access to some government money, considering the procurement of those buses, the single condition or one of the conditions to meet is that this bus must be 100% Canadian made. Failure to meet this criteria and you're not eligible. Except that the way that the government of Quebec ended up creating all of those criterias is making one single company capable of answering all of them. Companies using Leon buses must also retrofit their buildings or installation to welcome those new EVs. We're talking about redoing the entire electrical system of the building itself, including the connectors outside, installation of chargers or upgrading some of the chargers, and buying all kinds of software that is going to help you the planning of recharging those buses, because the idea is during peak period to try and mitigate the impact on the electrical grid of the province of Quebec that is not fully adapted to welcome all of those EVs in the first place. Of course, to help them out, the province of Quebec ended up creating more subsidiary program. As I am showing you the same PDF again, there is an entire chapter in here that is dedicated to how companies can receive government help. So this ended up creating what we call a captive market, basically ensuring Lion's survival, as they were one of the only companies that could benefit from those government helps. So as you can conclude, things started to go real good for Lion. Perhaps a bit too good. And you know what they say about something that is rising up super fast? Sometimes the downfall is spectacular. It was at the end of 2024 that Leon Electric finally declared bankruptcy. Overpromised production lines, overinflated command booklets, you know the drill. Problems seems to be everywhere at the same time. Some of the shareholders ended up suing the company, claiming that they were misled. Their stock crashed severely crashed by a 96% down as the financial strain and the mismanagement started to emerge left and right. Some people ended up losing big money in this. Needless to say that this ended up creating a freaking legal mess. So the end, it seems, had finally come. And there are many, many people that deeply wish that the company would survive this. And the reason why I believe that this is the case is because attached to the survival of Leon Electric is also the survival of the entire EV mandate and its mission. And in early 2025, the unexpected happened. It is in May of 2025 that a new consortium of buyers led by two guys ended up buying back Leon Electric via a court approval. In order to try and find a savior, the province of Quebec ended up reviving its subsidiary programs about electrical buses that ended up in 2024. Apparently, this was a mandatory condition for these people to buy back Leon Electric. Because you see, until 2024, the government of Quebec ended up giving back $175,000 in subsidiary per vehicle to any companies that would buy a Leon Electric bus. In this new 2025 version, we're now going up to $240,000 per vehicle. So obviously the next question is, how much does it cost to buy a Leon Electric bus? According to the research that I ended up doing, we're kind of averaging around $300,000 per bus. So this gives us a good idea. It's an approximate amount. Uh, just to give you an idea, the old-fashioned yellow diesel bus is costing around half that price. The province of Quebec, of course, ended up blaming Trump and all of his tariff to explain the revival and the boosting of such program. But rest assured, with this new acquisition, the essential manufacturer of electrical bus located in Saint-Jérôme, Quebec, is now safe. As per the American installation, because if you remember, I told you a little bit earlier that Leon Electric ended up opening up a huge 1 million square feet manufacture in Illinois, the US installation will probably be giving up in this restructuration plan, and the US market will probably just be abandoned. There you go, guys. This is a small, very small story of the good, the bad, and the ugly of Leon Electric. I recommend you reading all of the documents that I ended up showing you. Link is in the description below. So now that we have talked about the company, what about their product? How good are these electrical buses that are carrying all of our kids? So as I said to you guys, the 2025 version of Leon Electric will probably abandon the US market. I'm not sure if this is related, but some of the US school boards are now removing their Leon buses from the road in 2025. And the reason is they are not safe. The model that is available in the US, according to these American school boards, is losing power in the middle of a highway. This is affecting the speed of the bus, but also all kinds of system. Power steering is getting weaker, your brakes are getting weaker, the onboard driving assistance is also acting weird. And so every single time you face a problem like this, the driver has to stop the bus on the side of the highway, get out of the bus, and go manually have to reset it or something like this, while having a cargo full of kids. So they decided to remove them as they are not considered safe anymore. You have also some school boards in the province of Quebec that are also going to not use their EV brand new buses, at least for a little while. Those that are talking are doing it, but they're hiding behind the stay anonymous. So I do not know what school board ended up talking about this, but we have a testimony in here. Some of the problems that these school boards are pointing up are some engineering problems that might be at cause, and some potential parts, and the uncertainty of the company as it is trying to survive. Are we going to start using buses whose parts are not guaranteed to be available because the company is not guaranteed to survive? So because of that, they probably just want to put them on the side and wait. And there is also some problems with the heating system. So you see, these buses are not truly fully 100% electric, because there is this tiny little period in Canada that we call winter, and a Canadian winter can be brutal in many, many ways. Drastic, life-threatening under zero weather have forced the following. Every one of these electrical buses are equipped with a diesel-based generator, whose sole purpose is to heat the interior of the bus to keep the kids warm and safe. And the reason is very simple: not to drain the battery in the middle of a cold morning. Canadian winter is also extremely hard on vehicle. Just ask any of us Canadians driving under the snow, with all the abrasive and the terrible potholes that are plaguing the street of the province of Quebec. Those potholes are strong and brutal enough to demolish your suspension, with all of this salty, slushy snow splashing under your vehicle, slowly eating your frickin' car away. I hope, and I really hope, that these EV buses are quite protected and isolated, because salty water is an excellent electrical conductor. And so I wonder if this might have been the cause of the following. Last January, a Leon EV bus ended up bursting into flame. Just look at the image. You know exactly what ended up happening. Nobody was injured, thank God. The wit of the driver here ended up saving everybody. Are electric school buses are to blame here? I don't think so. The real issue is how our government has created this system, a fast, broad, with no fallback system involving all of us. Is this a transportation plan or a political statement that the province of Quebec is trying to make with this mandate? And regular people like you and me are losing money, real money, all because the government of Quebec needed this mandate to work regardless of the risk. Why was Leon made the go-to supplier? How much is this going to cost, this goddamn mandate? You guys let me know what you think down below. All of these questions are for you to answer. Don't forget to smash all the buttons down below. This is helping me tremendously. Let me know if there's any topic you wish me to cover for you guys. If not, thank you very much for all of your comments, support, things you like, things you don't like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.